My first question is, with Barbarian, you sort of reinvented narrative structure with bold pivots and tonal shifts. With Weapons, how did your approach to storytelling evolve? And did you feel pressure to out-twist yourself in a way?
I didn't really think about out twisting myself. I because honestly, I when I wrote Weapons, I was dealing with the loss of someone very, very close to me, and so I wrote this as just kind of a way to just kind of like get that kind of pain out. So I wrote it in kind of a blast. I kind of like vomited this out really, really quickly, and I wasn't thinking about what's my next movie. I was more just thinking about like all of this like pain that I was in, and I don't think that comes through. I don't want anyone to go see Weapons and think like, oh, a meditation on grief. I'm so over horror movies being about grief and trauma, and that's not interesting to me. But the only good thing that came from this tragedy in my life was that I was able to write from a place of just pure creative urgency and not a place of like result-oriented career thought. You know what I mean? It was just more for me. And I think whenever you're writing for yourself, you're probably going to write better than if you're writing for like a result. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's an excellent result. So
Thank you.
I mean, I hope you don't have to go through another one of those situations.
No,
So
me neither.
I mean, but it's really really great. And the horror genre often explores social anxieties, of course,
Yeah.
through metaphor. Again, without spoiling, what do you think Weapons is tapping into?
I don't think it's about. To me, Weapons is not an examination of societal malfunction. To me, it's more about my own personal stuff. Like the final chapter of this movie is very autobiographical. It's about, and this is not a spoiler, but it's examining the dynamic of children with parents who are alcoholics, which is my childhood. And the idea of a foreign entity entering a household and inverting the dynamic between a child and the parents, the child feeding the parents soup and, being the caretaker and that sort of a thing. So, that it's much more about my own autobiographical stuff than looking outward. It's a looking inward movie.
Yeah. And if a horror movie is powerful, which I think Weapons definitely is, it leaves the audience with a lingering sense of dread rather than jump scares, I think. What do you hope that the emotional aftershock for viewers will be?
Well, I hope it's satisfying. I don't want people to leave and feel bummed out, even though it's not. The ending is a happy ending, and it's not a happy ending. It's bittersweet, and it's a little mysterious, and I think that's good. I like that you said it's not about jump scares. Look, there are a couple of jump scares in this movie. That's okay. But I don't tend to respond well to jump scares in my horror movies when that's the only thing you get. I would rather, like The Shining, when you see those two little girls at the end of the hallway, to me, like that's the sweet spot. I like to see an image that you could show me the photograph and it would still scare me. It's not about like, bah! And so, I don't know. Whether I'm successful or not at that is up for debate. But I mean, that's definitely what I'm trying to lean into.
Yeah. Yeah, I think jump scares to me are always fine if they serve the narrative of the
Yes.
story, That's then I'm totally okay. But
Right.
if it's a cat out of a closet, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
And it's so funny that you say cat out of a closet, because that is the example that everyone gives when they talk about what they don't want out of a jump scare, is the cat coming out of the cupboard. And the reason is, you said it, that's not narratively significant. It's just a jump scare just to get you. And yeah, I think you're exactly right.